Because it may very well be. I'm excited to see more of a reason why I took so long in the first place. I probably got lost a whole bunch more than I did. But how was I a lower level? After... Ah, here we are. Deos. You can't get away this time. I must admit, I'm impressed you have made it this far. I'll honor you by referring to you as heroes of legend from now on. Shut your trap. I'm gonna make you regret everything you've done. Wait. Mint, stay back. What? Isn't it a little late to be begging for your life? It is. Oh, what is it? Yeah, what was that about? What exactly did you mean? Oh. Yeah, what is wrong with it? Ah, I thought as much. Why? Yeah, that's a good question. No, not really. I don't think so. Right. This planet. Oh! The mana seed? Yeah, this is getting... I knew we'd miss something. About the whole story. Yeah. Okay. Now we fight Deos. Deos, and as this is not exactly all that different from when we first faced him. He has 57,000 HP, no weak point, and 1,000 TP. I'm gonna follow this up with this move up with my boy, why am I not? He's throwing a fireball? He's throwing fireballs. I hate this part about him. He throws fireballs. I want Suzu to, of course, use Jiraiya, because that's the most effective thing she can do. And that'll deal a lot of damage. I don't think he's exactly a... This part isn't particularly hard. It's just like every other Deos fight, you just gotta deal damage and be done with it. Yes, Mint will use Black Mist, and we'll keep having Suzu use Jiraiya. And he should fall down in a little bit, actually. We can probably... And actually that's phase 1 done and dusted. So you think it's over? You're like, that was easy? Well, it's not. Yeah, is he? I said you wouldn't stop me. For my people who have been waiting for my return for so long, you'll never stop me. The floor? Wow. Right. Dearest Karan, my mother world. Dearest Karan, release my power. I believe that statement makes a lot more sense once you've played a later Tales of game. And this is his released monstery form. Deus's face and Deus's arm. We want to use a magic lens on both of... Let's start with the face. I think the face is where the majority of his HP is. Yep. 130,000 HP with 10,000 TP. We're going to have Mint use a magic lens on the arm as well. And we find that the arm is just as strong. Right, so let's start off simple with Suzu using, of course, Jiraiya. And I will start off simply as well. Keeping the pressure up on him is actually a very valid strategy. I think he can hit you fairly hard if you're up close. So you may actually consider using Demon Fang for this fight a fair bit. I can't remember. There's also those particles that are flying about, which are a pain in the ass. But Suzu can keep using Summon Jiraiya. And we can keep using this, which really... Actually, I'm going to do something completely ridiculous. Skills, Cress. I'm going to equip... the only sensible thing to equip here, Chaos Blade. We also want Suzu to do Jiraiya again. We basically want to do this as much as possible. I'm pretty sure that we'll be able to deal a fair bit of damage doing this method, but it may not be a lot. Here's the thing, we just basically keep him busy. Jiraiya is going to deal a lot of damage here regardless. Extension's going to deal a lot of damage. We're just focusing on dealing as much damage as we can to him with as broad hitting techniques as possible. Pow Pow Hammer. I probably want Suzu to summon Jiraiya again, and not Archie. Cress, Chaos Blade, not that great. Lightning Tiger Blast on the other hand, great. This damage is actually fairly substantial. And using Jiraiya over and over again, it's really, well, it's got a real quick turnaround. It's got a quick animation as well, which is helpful. Extension takes a lot, actually takes a fair amount of time in terms of how long it looks like it takes to cast. So basically we're just focusing on dealing as much damage as we can as fast as we can. I don't think there's anything more to this other than keeping him pressed. I think if you don't, he can be quite a threat. But if you do... Hey, he's throwing a few orbs and stuff, but he's really not that hard. Well, he really is actually easy. I want Suzu to use Jiraiya again. And I want to know how much HP he has. He has 50,000 HP left. Yeah, he's bulky, we knew that. We knew he'd take a while to take down. And we'll use a Jiraiya as many times as we need to. Along with extension, and Lightning Tiger Burst. So you may think this guy's a minor threat, but he's really not that hard. Actually, all things considered, I'm pretty sure I could solo this with Cress without any of the support. It would just take a while, and I may need to use TP restoring items. Maybe a couple of HP restoring items. But it wouldn't really take all that long. Because he's not... It wouldn't be that hard, because he's not exactly mobile in this form. He's not a big threat in this form. He's not a big threat in his other form either. And you may... If you're not really super prepared and not super well equipped, this may actually come across as a tough fight. And his arm's gone. Suzu's gonna use Jiraiya one more time, probably. I think he's pretty tough with just his face. He actually is surprisingly just durable at this point. I think he may actually become more threatening at this point. Right, his face is a bit hard to hit. Well, we'll rely on extension to deal most of the damage. It's probably gonna finish him off soon. Wait, are we not even hitting him anymore? Please tell me we're still hitting him. Ah, there we go. And it's over, isn't it? That wasn't too tough. I guess we've won, huh? Yeah, how do you like that? Oh? Not until... Why do you need the mana seed so much? God, there's Karan, my mother world? What power? Well, someone wants to help him. Well, yeah, he kinda looks sort of divine. Now. He's... Yeah, how is he doing it? It's a lot. Right. Plume Deos. He is actually very similar to Deos' first form. While he's strong, he's not that strong, to be honest. It's the same thing. For as great as it sounds... wait, you can't actually identify anything about him. It seems. Because our hourglasses are broken. He can deal some pretty annoying attacks. But if we keep just beating on him, he'll go down. I want Suzu to, of course, use Jiraiya on him. And while he's tough and all, he's definitely got limits, and he will break out eventually. I think this may actually be the point where Demon Blade actually can win the fight for you. It can just be used again and again, and he can't do anything. Yeah, Demon Fang renders him completely helpless. The loop for Demon Fang is so small that he can't stop it. I'm also gonna... well... yeah, I'm gonna have Mint throw out the one and only pineapple gel that's gonna be used during this entire fight on Archie. Yeah, but I'm not gonna... He may throw a few attacks your way, but it's not really that big a threat, because he can't act enough to be a real danger to you if you keep him busy. And I think the only reason he got an attack off was because I gave him a break. Demon Fang keeps him off you pretty consistently. And he's not exactly got any invulnerabilities to anything we've got. And you can have a more aggressive attack style if you really want to. But we're just gonna keep him at bay with Demon Fang and he'll go down. There's nothing he can do at this point. I mean, he's strong, but he's not that strong. I mean, we've conquered Pluto, and I guess that means we've conquered the underworld, so therefore it's only fitting that we beat him. He thinks he's all great, but he's not really. He's got a fair bit of HP, I know that much for sure. But he will go down eventually. It's just a matter of time. He's fighting a desperate battle against a foe he can't beat. It's kind of backwards to how it was when we first met him. And he has his reasons. From the sounds of it, they're pretty desperate reasons. He's trying not to conquer our world or to destroy it. He just wants to save his own, it seems. And he needs this mana seed to do it. And we're trying to stop him. And I kind of feel like the bad guy in this game. To be honest, it's one of the first games that really actually made me feel like I was the villain. And it really did make me feel like, am I doing the right thing by beating this guy? It's not quite the feeling that I had on my the second time I fought Shion in Kingdom Hearts. Days over thing, blah blah blah. 2 over 356 days. Because, to be honest, that gave me a different feeling altogether. It's similar, of not really wanting, of feeling like I'm doing the wrong thing by winning the fight, even though that's what the game tells you to do. And it really does feel like that here. I mean, that's part of why I'm using Demon Fang and not anything else. Oh, and the cursing starts. That's just, if you hear people swearing a lot, like really loudly, you may hear that faintly in the recording. Then we've gone through 2 of Archie's MP pools, effectively. Oh well, I'll try to tear him apart as quickly as possible now. No more holding back. Is Archie about to get blasted, or is that is that Minch trying to give her a TP back? Right. And we're almost done. He'll probably go down very shortly. And that will be that, basically. I don't know how much more HP he can have, because he's tough, but he's not tough enough to... And there he goes. There's his final form, Fools. And we stand victorious, with no experience and no gold for it. We've gained nothing for our victory, only peace. And we may have destroyed a world in the process. Yeah, it looks like it is. Was it worth it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what do you got to say, man? I'm willing to listen. Well, we were just defending our home. And yeah, could it? I believe him. No. Yeah. Well, no. Deus may have done terrible things, and yeah, he may have been trying to save his world, and that doesn't excuse it. But that doesn't mean that we should turn a blind eye either. Yeah, if he needs the Mana Seed to save his own world, well, maybe we could save his world yet. Yeah, it was pretty reckless and destructive. Yeah, Deus was actually probably in the right then. Yeah, we'll be fine. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, knowing claws. Right. Doing the last thing we can. Okay. Yeah. I mean, he did what he thought was right, and we did what we thought was right. Just our goals conflicted. Well, that's that, yep. Yeah, it's over. I guess, yes, Suzu? Yeah, goodbye. I'll see you when I'm old. No, you will. And Archie's just like, Suzu! Yeah. And it's goodbye. And our companions have to go their separate ways. Suzu's the first to leave. Yeah. And she has been a big help. Yeah. 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 Oh, and she does cry. And she vanishes in a swirl of leaves like usual. But I'm sure Chris Chris, Chester, Mint, and probably Archie would see her again. After all, it's only been 50 years since Chris's time, and Mint and Archie's half elf, so she'll probably live a long life. Yeah. Yeah. With the Sword of Time, we go back to our time. A great and powerful Sword of Time, take us back to my time. And thus the story ends. Sort of. Everyone goes back to their own time. That's what's happening now. We have to say our farewells to our companions, many of them anyway. Suzu, Archie, and Claus will no longer be alongside Chester, Mint, and Chris. Oh yeah? Giving it to Claus will seal it away? Wait, Claus only seals it away? Wait a second. Claus, you time-jumping madman? Yeah. Still, it's a lonely feeling knowing we won't meet for another 100 years. Yeah, see you then, Archie. See you in 100 years. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it's goodbye. We'll never see Claus again. We may meet Archie again, but we'll never see Claus. We may meet Suzu again, but Claus, well, he can't last 100 more years, can he? I doubt it. And if he does, well, I'm gonna be impressed. What is it? Until we meet again, huh? And so they depart. Claus returns home to Millard. Archie goes to see her mother. Screw the rules. I have superpowers. We're still hunting in the woods. Mint finally pays her respects to her mother, with Chris at her side. And Deus is taken in to another world, brought before Martel, the Earth Spirit. And blessed gods, may the merciful Spirit grace this imperfect soul with thy power. CC, deliver of mana seed unto this world. And Deus becomes the mana seed. And it's sent to another world. Some of you may know what that world is. Daris Karan. Where that is, well, if you know, you know. If you don't, maybe you'll find out one day. And we're done. Well, that's been... Heck, this has been a really fun project. I didn't realize I'd have this much fun with it. This game, I honestly found this game when I was like 15 or so. And I'm what, 22 now? Yeah. So not that long ago really, and this was an old game at the time. And I really enjoyed it at the time. And going back and playing it again, I still enjoy it. It's got a good story, to be honest. It's a good, well-told story. There's a lot to the world, and it's at a point in games where side quests, they're not just the same old checklist that they used to be. They're things that you discover, things that you see. And I really love that. I really love that way of doing things. I love that about a lot of older games, to be honest. There is no, hey, do all these things. Here's your quest list. Hey, they're all generic and the same. But no, these games, they're not generic and the same. The fact that they took time for a thing like a piano lesson, or a rite of passage, or any number of other things. The treasure hunt! That's a fantastic aspect of it. You're like, okay, where is this? Okay, there's some around here. And doing it by yourself, without a guide, it's actually really fun. It's like, okay, I'm still missing one, I'm still missing another. And you keep looking and looking, and it's so interesting. There's so much to it. Ah, there's Brambert. So, honestly, I have no idea how I even... Whew. It was a big project, and I'm kind of sad that it's over. And the ending is kind of sad too. It really... These companions who have been together for so long, you really don't want them to go their separate ways. You want... Because they're not just companions, they're sort of become family. And to be honest, I wouldn't say there's no chance of them ever seeing each other again. After all, the sort of time went to the past, where it was sealed. So, therefore, Chris could always accidentally uncover it and do a bit of time travel madness. And a point that I actually made was that I believe that the character that's referred to as Gramps by a little girl in a house in Meagle, I believe that was Chester. So Chester, Chris and Mint are probably still alive in Suzu's time. And Archie, yeah, she'd be alive then too. Well, that's that game. Yeah, what do we do now? Yeah, and once that's done, then what? No idea. Yeah. Of course we will. Why wouldn't we? Kind of a sweet ending. Wait, is this one of those endless finish screens? No, it can't be. Yeah. Because... Yep. Right. Yep. And we'll save. There's something else that this does as well. If we go back to this menu, let's go Archie. That's an extra feature with a bunch of stuff for Archie. Anyway, my name's been Akinov, hope you've had a good time, and good night, or something like that anyway. Next time, I'll have something new for you. See you then.